but Walker Bay, everything they've done in the first 2 weeks of this administration, what about all the things they've done looks like they don't have a plan? That's just idiotic to say there's not a plan just because he said something about a concept of a plan. I think that was at the debate. Y'all ran with it and think they don't have a plan, but he's got a team that's been together for months before they got sworn into, and they've got a plan. Y'all
Okay,
just aren't waiting for it to take effect and unfold.
okay, so then that was a plan to take over Gaza.
That Gaza thing is
Was that a plan?
ridiculous.
Was
Have
that
you
a no,
seen?
no? Was that a
Have you
plan?
seen what those people are living in? The rubble,
Regardless,
the
I asked you.
buildings.
I
I mean,
asked you.
I don't agree with it. I don't understand what the whole plan is, but I'm not going to go all into it and not understand the whole point. But if you look on the news every single day, I watched this morning, this family's in the rubble of a building with a fire cooking. This families don't even have a roof over their head. They're in the dirt of a building that got
Okay,
exploded. And that's how they're
is
living,
that
Walker
our
Bay.
problem? Is that our problem? Is that America's problem?
Y'all are all about humanitarian
No,
help.
no, no, no. We can't be because we already said we're going to get rid of USD. So it can't be our problem. You
Well,
just
I'm not
that.
for drag shows in
Hey,
Guatemala. I'm
hey, wait a
sorry.
minute.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute,
I'm
Walker
saying
Bay. They're not. He's not doing away with U.S. aid. He's not doing away with it.
they
He's
just
down.
merging the taking the names off of the buildings.
I know, but he's merging it. I think.
What is that called?
I think
What is that called, Jeanette?
he's merging it under
Oh,
the Rubio's department.
so we're gonna change it to something else now.
It's got to be overseen, Walker Bay. They were loosey goosey over there. You know.
You,
That's
you
what
see,
happens.
so
Look,
let me,
let me say this real quick. When Obama was in office,
oh,
okay,
we're going way back to Obama now.
yeah, I'm gonna give you an experience of mine. When
Okay.
Obama was in office,
Mm-hmm.
he did a downsizing in my department at HUD, right?
Okay.
And when he did that, he made it more efficient. Okay, the way he strategized it, and we are accountable. Like we're more. But then when Trump come in, like we got new like certain systems, like they made us more accountable. That's why if you look back at HUD's audits for the past all the way back to Obama, we have good audits at HUD, you know, and that's what they did inside our department. And we were downsized. And that was during the time like when Obama was in office, we had a buyout then, you know, government employees at HUD. And a lot of people took it, and then we went from like 17 hubs across the nation to like well no, I mean a lot more, and now we're down to like maybe 17 hubs, right? And like right now, me sitting in Florida, I take care of like 3 different states. So used to we sat in one state and we took care of that state, right? But now in our portfolio, we have like different states in our department because we're only working off of 2 HUD offices in Atlanta, Georgia, and in Florida. You see what I'm saying? He downsized our department. And we do work efficiently and better this way. So I understand the strategy of it.
The same
And that
thing happened
department
with
was not being overseen, and they were spending crazy money, and nobody was watching them. You understand what I'm saying?
So you saying your aspect that y'all was being what you would call wasteful and that department was no longer needed, but that you can downsize this department and still accomplish the same goal.
Well, they had to make us more efficient. And I'll give you an example. Like when we have work items that come in, requests for stuff, because we release funds, we do different, we process all kinds of different stuff, right? And used to, we had this little box on our desk, and we'd receive mail, and that was our inbox, and that was our work stuff, right? Our work items. Well, no, they had no way of tracking this. But now it comes through a certain area that receives all the mail. They upload the documents, and it's assigned to that employee that it's assigned to. And they have a system now that all those work items are logged in, and they know when they're due, they know when they were received, they know when they're due, they know how many days we have to process it, and they know if it's overdue, if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And they know what we processed. You see what I'm saying? They made it more efficient. And that's all I'm saying. Different presidents do different things like this. Now, this level, what he's doing, this ain't been done in a long time. But that department was not being overseen. They got away many years doing what they were doing.
But my thing is, what you're saying is, okay, y'all came in, these guys came in and seen the way to make y'all more efficient was to do the things that you put the SOPs in so that y'all can be more proficient. But to go and just say, to come in and just say, oh, we're gonna just get rid of them, get rid of all y'all asses, and we'll figure it out later how we're gonna go about it. That's not the right way of going about doing the business.
Well, look over the years, Walker Bay. How many times HUD's done away with programs and stuff? You
Or
know?
what? I, is this correct, Gen X? Was Trump a president before? So I'm
Yes.
quite. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
Because it's like
And
he just became the president and never knew about anything before.
well,
We never.
see, well,
And when
see,
he
what
was a
happened
president
is when
before, he
when
was an
when
ass.
Obama did this to my agency, well, my department, when Obama did it, that was back in 2015, right? And so at the end of Obama's term, then when Trump come in and he took over, he didn't change anything. He just added on to it, the efficiency of it. So it's kind of like both presidents worked on the same project.
Yeah, but now he's doing away, just dismantling everything, and without a plan. He has concepts of plans.
What?
No,
What if
he's
this
got a
was
He's
his
plan.
plan
saying
the
that,
last
Walker
time?
Bay, and it's not
Walker Bay, he's
true.
had 4 years to plan this. He knows exactly what his plan is.
Yeah, to disrupt, to cause chaos, and to keep everybody fucking on fucking edge. That's his plan.
Walker Bay, let me tell you
I,
about
I
my
want to
department.
ask Karen and Gen X.
Well, hold
Y'all
on.
know.
I gotta tell Walker Bay something. My department where I work right now used to be over 200 people.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a new secretary of DOTD comes in, they do a study, they see what could be done more efficiently, just like Gen X said. They make changes. I've had two people retire from my section, and I'm doing the actual work of those two people because instead of hiring somebody to help me, they got new engineers because they like engineers. But they gave people things that were ready to retire. They said, if you're close to retiring and you want to take this plan, you go. So they worked it out to save money in the department and streamline it. And it's just a normal thing, and everybody's freaking out about it because if you don't work in a place or a company that it happens all the time, then it does sound kind of weird. And there are people that want to shut down my section of where they want to send it out to other places and let other labs do our work, but we're fighting every time a new secretary comes in to show him, we can do our job efficiently. You don't, it's cheaper to keep us than it is to. So it's normal what's happening. the way y'all are getting fed the information just sounds like it's not.
Well, see, this is another thing. Okay, I was listening. I remember this just maybe a couple of months ago, right? Now you have a like I remember I was talking to somebody in the Philippines. Something was wrong with my computer or something, and the person that's in the Philippines, right, was like helping me with that. She's an IT person, right? And then you have an IT person that's in America, right, doing the same exact job. The only difference is the person that's in the IT department in the Philippines is only making, say, $50,000, whereas the IT person here in America makes around $80,000. So what they're trying to say is, hey, we can get rid of all our American citizens and bring over these special ones from over the Philippines who will be more than appreciative of still making that exact same $50,000, and got daggone that done saved them $30,000 each on each employee that was here doing the exact same job. And that is fucking unreal and unheard of to fire American people to bring in foreigners to do the work. As well as I heard that even Elon said that he wants American people are stupid and that he wants to bring over the HB1s with special fucking licenses to come and work in America. That's what I'm talking about. Throwing away my American citizens from their jobs just to bring over cheap labor. That's cheap labor that they can bring over and still make hands over fists. And that's what's happening to our people. Period. I do know that much because they raising hell about that. So they're gonna get rid of your jobs and bring in the same people from over, just like in China, how their labor forces is cheaper, and they can bring them same people doing the same exact shit, bring them over here and remove us out of our positions, and don't have to pay them half the price of what they're paying us, and worry about all the other stuff that's going on with our benefits and everything else. And we sitting here acting like it's cool because he's doing a great job, but behind the closed doors, they're sitting around making that happen because it's billionaires that's running this cabinet right now. Not us, not regular American Joes.
I think you need to rewind 2 weeks ago. We had a conversation about the H-1B visa process and some two other visas. I think it was the O-1B, but either way, they was talking about visas being eliminated, and the reason being is because we have people here as citizens that can do the job that unfortunately other people are taking up the spots, right? So I think you got it backwards. This was a conversation 2 weeks ago that we had on this same panel about visas being eliminated because of that very reasons what you stated. So I think you got it backwards.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Look it up right quick, sir.
I just want to put, I'm not going to be here very long. So, Dr. LaVelle, is it, Gen X and Karen, how do y'all really know that shutting down the Department of Education is going to be a great thing, or will it not hurt student loans for people? Or is this just some talking points that y'all got from Fox News? Because y'all should be like me, don't understand all this. Because y'all act like y'all work for Elon Musk and Dot. Y'all really don't know what that man has in store. You go in there and you get to shutting things down and you get to doing this and that. I bet you he's not going to do anything that would affect his children's schools or the way they go to school. So those are things that I'm listening to y'all. How do y'all have concrete proof that this is a good thing?
I don't. I'm just supporting what was actually stated. I like the
That's the
I
thing,
oh
darling. Come
okay. Go
on
ahead. You're
now.
gonna answer for me. Go ahead. I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
go
not going
back
to
on
answer
mute.
for you.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
going
back
to
on mute
say
because you're gonna
again.
answer for me.
I'm going to say again, how we don't know. Nobody knows how this is going to play out because we're not actually in there. The news is reporting. Some may be reporting here or there something that's not true. But why would Elon Musk have a hand in this? Why would he? Instead of somebody who has worked in this department 30, 40, 50 years, why would a billionaire want to come in here and dismantle all of what he is dismantling or trying to dismantle? Why would he want to do that? You know why? Because he doesn't have to worry about his family.
Are you just gonna like ask yourself questions and answer
No,
them,
I'm
or
just gonna ask you. You were doing so
okay?
much talking, so
My answer would
let
be
Dr. Lavelle. She was gonna go ahead and I was referring it to her because she wanted to mute her mic. She can speak and then you can speak.
Oh, it's the Hilly Boo show, everybody.
No, Hilly Boo was talking, and like you said, we're gonna be respectful when we do talk, whether it's the Denali show or the Hilly Boo show. This is not my show. But as One Live came up here, we're going to be respectful. I have an opinion as well as they do. So carry on.
The Hilly Boo show, everybody.
Whatever.
How do you know what's your question again? Maybe I can answer it.
No, Dr. Lavelle was going to answer.
Oh, you
And
don't want me to answer?
you can if you
Stop.
want to. It's your show.
I
I'm
forget the
willing to
question.
listen to anybody. My question was, how do you know concrete that this is going to work?
If we
That's
don't,
Okay,
okay, let me tell
so
you this. I'm so tired of just going along to get
Oh,
along.
me too,
Okay,
Denali. I
great.
am.
So I'm willing to try something different because what's the definition of insanity? Continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Are you for smaller government, Miss Hilly Boo?
Well, you know what?
Are you for smaller government, Miss Hilly Boo?
Don't try to put me on the
What do
spot.
you mean? Ma'am, that's a definitive answer.
I
Are you
don't
for,
know that right now. Let's see how it's going
I'm
to
asking you
work.
overall, are you for smaller government?
I am for if it is waste, yes. If it
Okay,
is waste,
great.
of course.
Who should determine what's waste?
Well, it shouldn't be Elon Musk right now.
Why not?
Why should he? Give me that.
He's giving recommendations to the president.
Well, why are they having to lock him out of not being?
Listen, I'm saying he's giving. Are you okay with him looking over things and giving the recommendation to the president and the president making the final decision? Yes or
The
no?
president is not making any decisions up there. You know that.
What do you mean, man?
He is the front man. It is people behind
Oh,
him
Trump is the front man.
that are making the decisions, and
Okay.
he's yes.
Who's making the
Come
final
on,
decision?
Denali. Come on now.
Okay.
Come on. No,
away from the
Okay,
CEO.
this is what I want to know. Who's making the final decision?
he can do the executive orders, of course.
Who's making the final
Smart.
decisions?
He's not smart enough to do that.
He's not.
No, of
He
course
went to
not.
Warren School of Business.
What?
What?
Whatever. Listen here. Let me tell you something. I don't agree with half of all of them what they're doing up there. Okay?
No, but I'm saying you said a definitive thing.
Denali.
Did you say hold up?
I said hold up. Yes, I did.
No, you can't say hold up to me.
Of course I can because we're having a conversation.
You can't. I don't like it. I don't like it when people have gotten eviscerated over here. Men, women. I even yelled at a child.
Nolly, you have to understand and take that we are having a difference of opinion.
That's
you
fine.
just can't mute me just because it's your show. No, you.
Of course I can. Please don't tell me what I can and can't do up here because it just makes me want to do it more.
Let me reintroduce myself then. This is Hilly Boo. You can't.
Of course I can. What do you mean I can't? This is going to be fun.
Spaghetti-O, Denali. SpaghettiOs.
What does that mean? Spaghetti.
That's a safe word.
She told me I can't do it. What?
You're not just gonna mute me just because you want.
Of course I am. What do you mean I can't?
She must not have been around when Miss Sylvia used to try the same thing.
Please.
What is one? What's
I
our
am not
homeboy
Miss
name?
Sylvia, whoever.
One mic came up and he
It
said,
doesn't
"Come on,
matter.
man."
You are Hilly Boo, and I will mute your mic if I think it's necessary, ma'am. Stop it.
Dr. Shay,
Hey, I'm
Dr.
gonna
Shay,
say this last thing.
Yes.
We were having
Dr.
a
Shay,
discussion.
you got that
Now
smudge
I dropped you
already?
on your head. You can come back up, but you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. And please don't say hold on. People have gotten into a lot of trouble on the show for saying hold on.
Woo, woo,
I
woo.
was words
Jesus,
already.
Jesus Christ.
She won't listen. Miss Hilly Boo?
What?
Okay. Are
Excuse
you
me?
huh? Did I
No,
what?
no. You dropped me for some bullshit.
I dropped you right on your
No,
head.
and no,
What do you mean, no?
Denali. You know me, and I know you, and you know that I'm not putting up with your.
What is wrong with her? What is wrong with her? She's gonna come and tell me what to do?
And she was
And tell me
dictating
that
Dr. Shay and Carolyn and
she's
me
gonna tell me to hang on? You can't mute me? Of course I can.
when we can speak and when we can't speak.
Hey, okay. Hey. Cut it out.
Hey. Okay, listen.
This is me and Denali. He knows how I am. So this is me and Denali. Mostly it's fun. So I was speaking.
I know
And
what you were doing. Did you think I didn't hear you speaking?
well, why did you interrupt me while I
Because I
was?
wanted to, because you weren't
Well, you
answering the
can't do
question.
that. You cannot do rude with me. No.
What do you mean with
She's
you?
You
boring,
cannot
Denali. She's
be
Listen, you're not a
boring.
hot
rude.
28-year-old, okay?
And she's boring. We're tired of hearing her right
She's
now.
not a hot 20. I've dropped hot 28 years old. You think I won't drop a lady like yourself? Of course I will. Stop it.
She's a lady.
I don't know. I never looked at her profile. She's a glutton for punishment. She keeps coming back up.
Well, I'm gonna go
I'm
look
gonna
and see
go,
if she's a
but
lady.
Miss Dr. Lavelle, you don't know me, so please don't make that. Don't do that.
I know that you're boring, lady. Everybody's tired of listening to you. You're boring.
But she wouldn't answer the question. Anyway, listen, let's not get sidetracked off the highway. You know how I need to stay focused. I need to put some blinders on like a thoroughbred.
Well,
Anyway,
leave her down. Bring Tangi's up.
you want to bring Tangi's up?
I'd rather have her than Hilly Boo.
You're not going to do this. What do you mean I'm not? Of course I am.
Mr. Rowe liked the younger women anyway.
I don't know, Mr.
You
Rose.
can't drop me. I have dropped hot 28-year-old women. Of course I will drop a lady.
I like my Republican women.
Mr. Rowe, but Tanji don't know the new rules.
Yeah, Tanji doesn't know. Well, we don't have new rules yet. We're developing the rules. Tanji
We can still freestyle now?
We have
The
time.
rules are not in. I'm setting the groundwork of what I'm expecting from the panel. Don't you see me?
Bitch.
What?
Hey, you said bitch.
Nothing.
You
I
got
was being
plenty
funny.
time.
Don't you see me in my button up? I'm trying to display for people to respect the show a little bit more.
Right.
I was trying to get it all out, Mr. Denali.
Where's your granddaughter? Say in front of your granddaughter.
She's not here.
Yeah. Pretend that your granddaughter is always here.
Look, Tanji says she need the new
That
rules.
won't stop me, Mr. Denali.
I know. I know. Yeah. I know. No, it won't stop you.
Hey, Nana, don't say that. Don't say that, Nana.
And what do you tell her? Should mind her business?
Can I ask y'all a question? If
Sure.
you block somebody, right?
Mhm.
How are you still able to see them, talk to them, and all that?
I don't know. I'm not a big blocker. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, when they're disgustingly nasty, yeah, I am.
Shouldn't be able
True,
to
because
see
I
that.
blocked
Mother-
Miss Hilly Boo and I still sent her a message.
What she say? You let Dr. Lavelle into you. Oh, no. Dr. Lavelle is problematic. She's not boring. I mean,
Our daughter Shay is definitely not boring.
her laugh cuts right through you. Let me tell you. But no, she's not boring. A
She's just
little.
mad because I told her she was boring,
Of
so
course,
she's
I mean,
trying to steal my
I
work.
understand why, but
Which I got that from you, Denali. You told somebody on somebody else's show that they was boring.
they were. They were boring. Let me tell you. I think I have a clip somewhere that it was them being boring.
You're problematic, sir.
I am problem. I've never denied that I was a
Please
problem.
bring Hilly Boo back up.
What you want to talk to her?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna let Walker Bay conduct this examination. I'm not. Hilly Boo, it's now. I'm turning it over to the Walker Bay
Walker,
Show.
so don't bring no shit and won't be none. So what do you want?
Hey, Hilly Boo,
Yes.
go ahead, make your point that you was
I
making.
didn't want to make any point. And y'all get up here and talk about I'm boring and this one thing and another. And you're not gonna disrespect me. You Dr. Levine, what you gonna inbox me for? You can say what you want to say here. Don't do that, because I'm gonna block you just as well. So that's what
Who's
I
she
wanted
talking
to do.
to?
She said she inboxed me. What she
I
inboxed me?
didn't say that I inboxed her. I said I blocked you, and I was
I
able
don't
to.
follow you anyway, so you don't have to
Okay,
block
hang
If
on
me.
a second. One second. I turned the show over to Walker Bay. Walker Bay is going to conduct the examination. Walker Bay, go.
No, I was just saying that Hilly Boo, you was making great points about what you was stating, and I
But
like
why
to
did
hear.
you say I was boring? That was very rude of you.
Who said that? Me?
I thought you did, and if not, I
No.
apologize.
I'm gonna tell you this,
No.
Miss Hilly Boo. You might not want my advice, but if you mess with Walker Bay, you're gonna have to deal with Pretty Kiki, and she does not play about her man.
I don't play either, darling.
Hey, but no, that's what I was saying. I'm in line with what you were saying in regards to how do we know? Can you explain?
I can explain. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're getting up here and saying this and that. We none know what he's going to do or how this is going to play out. And to say that I was boring, I don't know who said drop Hilly Boo because she's boring other than uh, Lavelle. That doesn't
Dr.
bother me.
Lavelle, put some
So,
respect on her name.
she put some on mine.
Well, she's a doctor.
Shit. Well, I don't know how many people she done saved, okay? And I
She's
know
a
she has a
doctor. It
doctorate
doesn't
degree.
matter. If you're a doctor,
Hey,
you're
I'm
a
putting
doctor.
sarcasm in it like she did.
No, she's a
My daughter
doctor
is
though.
has her doctorate
Well, hang on a
degree
second.
also.
Well, okay,
Okay,
okay.
so
Do
Walker
you
Bay, what did you
respect
want to
Do
ask
you
me?
respect Miss
Oh,
Hillable? Do you respect titles?
absolutely I do, but
She's
I
a
respect
she.
respect.
I know, but
I respect
she's
respect.
a doctor though. You
I
gotta put
said
some
I
respect on
respect
her.
respect. If the
And I
doctor
never and I never disrespected you, but you did disrespect me in the beginning when you asked me a question. And as soon as I started to
No,
talk,
you wanted to get up
you
here
see
that
how you
boring shit.
continue to
I
cut
was no
me
more
off.
boring than you. You
No,
shouldn't
so
have
you
said
didn't
that.
even let me get to the boring part. But
Okay, go ahead.
once again, I never disrespected you. In the beginning, when you asked the question, as soon as I started to answer, you cut me off, and then I said, "You know what? I'm gonna let you answer," and I went on mute. And then you proceed to ask a question, and you started talking again. So when you and Denali was going backwards and forth, when he was telling you about insanity, and I stated that it was boring, that you was boring. I didn't disrespect you. If I feel that you're boring, that doesn't mean that I disrespected you.
How was I anyway, Walker Bay, did you have a question for me? See, the
That's
one thing that I'm not gonna do is back and forth and round and round. I'm not gonna do that.
Walker Bay is conducting the examination. Go ahead, Walker.
right. So I'm gonna go to Dr. Lachey, right? Dr. Lachey. Miss
He gave
Hillary.
me a new name.
It's Dr. Lavelle. We are gonna get names
Oh,
right because you got
oh,
mine
it's
wrong.
the
But
bell.
yeah,
Well, why I keep thinking you Dr. Shay?
I am Dr. Shay, but you said Dr. Lachey.
I ain't say Lachey, did I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did say Lachey. But go ahead, Walker Bay. Don't get hung up on the name.
Okay, yeah. I did put Dr. on it, so you know I meant respect. Anyhow, Hilliboo asked you the question about how do we know that this what I consider is a fishing experiment is gonna be what you saying that it's gonna be. And I do want you to drop the stuff that you say you're gonna drop in my inbox for me too as well.
Okay. Sure. First, like I was trying to say before earlier, I read over some of the things that will be implemented, and also the speech that was given about the 10 different sectors that going into education. I completely agree with everything except one, because I don't think that you should put religion back in schools. That's the only one that I disagreed with. And so these are the things that are stated that is supposed to be done through this process. So I am looking forward to those things that was stated. Also, the things that on whitehouse.gov when it comes to the Department of Education, I am for it. So that is the reason why I am giving it a chance, because unfortunately our school system has failed our children. And guess what? Not in my area, but in other areas. Because I'm not selfish. I'm not thinking about just my area. I am thinking about others. And I do feel sorry for a lot of kids these days, because unfortunately, they're not getting the proper guidance. They go to school to do other things. And there's things that happen in school that I completely disagree with. If you type in teachers quitting on TikTok, you'll see a whole lot of teachers in their videos, and they are displeased with the children because they can't do anything. And the reason being because so many laws have changed over the years that have blocked them and put their hands behind their backs. So there's different things that I agree with, such as bullying. Your kids got to get up out of here. There's so many different things I agree with. But you guys prefer to stay the same and get worse and worse every single year. I mean, you act like you don't see this. The bus drivers even hate to drive the school bus. They just want to make sure that everybody get home safe so they don't go to jail because something happened on their bus. The reason being is because the kids in the school get on the bus with the same attitude, with the same behaviors that happen in the school. So I am willing to give the new system a chance. And what is wrong with that, Mr. Walker Bay?
Nothing, but it's nothing. But what I'm saying is to just dismantle everything and try to build it back up when there are things I would say do work and have worked and has been proven to work. So why not keep those things already intact instead of just disregarding everything and try to start all over?
So
I don't.
what is working, Mr. Walker Bay, that you would like to see uh, continue to be in place as of today? Not when you was in school, because I can think of a million things that was great when I was in school. But as
Right.
of today, when you talk about the school system, what do you want to see continue across the board that is working?
I think the AP classes work.
So
I
you
think,
really think that they're going to remove advanced prep classes?
well, no, because those particular kids will probably be going over into the voucher programs or something like that, where they will be enrolled in private schools and not necessarily public schools.
Okay, so once again, what do you like today that was stated going to be taken out?
What would you say, babe? What the question is, what do you like to stay instead of being taken out? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, Tanji, that is going away
What, what
because there
is?
was kids that was pushed to the
Hey,
next
you ain't
grade
saying
and they
that.
can't even read. You're right.
You
Now, on Dr.
all of it alone?
Bell, you have some good talking
Why?
points.
Because some of the shit is
Try,
terrible.
try something new and see how that works. I agree with you because there are so many kids that come to pre-K, can't even say that, don't even know or recognize their ABCs. And that should have started at home. I agree. I'm saying I don't know enough about it. That's what I am saying. That's
And
all.
I respect that more than anything. I respect you saying that well, I don't know about it. So can we get more details, or can we slow down a little before we make this, versus the people coming up here automatically, no, we can't, this not going to happen, and this is going to go away, when none of this, have been told that, oh, XYZ is going away. The only thing that we do know, that there's positions that will be eliminated because of the Department of Education will no longer be in play.
And that's all. I've said that with anybody. I don't know. As well as, you said go to whitehouse.gov. What do we know, or how do we know if that is accurate information? Because they put up things that may or may not be true. Everybody knows that. And people are afraid of change because it is change. I don't know what's going to work. And none of us on this panel really do.
Well, let's not continue to go along just to get along. Let's try something different. If you don't like it,
I agree with that, Denali. I'm agreeing with that. But I'm saying I still don't know enough to go along. But right now we have no choice until the
But
like the judges.
I don't hear anything from the Democrats why they don't want it. They just screaming about reproductive rights and they're going to fight for people.
Like I said, I will, when I don't know something, I'm not going to get up here and say I know and go do song and dance about what I don't know. I just stated that I don't know enough about it to know about it. Okay?
Okay. All right. I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying, let's do. We all know. Well, you never answer the question. Are you for smaller government?
I did answer that question. I said if there is waste,
Okay.
yes. But if Elon, why does he have to? Someone that doesn't even have a government.
I guess the premise is off because you don't think that Trump is running the country, right?
Those are my opinions. I didn't tell y'all who y'all could or could not vote for, so don't tell me what I think Trump is doing. I just didn't think he was the right man for the job. That's my personal opinion. I didn't tell anybody to get on the bus with me. I did not.
But I would like to clarify something about
I'm
Elon.
riding till the goddamn wheels fall off.
And I keep hearing this, that Elon shouldn't be the one deciding anything. Elon is not the one deciding anything. Elon is doing an audit, and he is advising what he has found. The one that makes the final decision is Trump. He's the one. So if it goes away, it's not because of Elon, it's because of Trump.
How do you know that, darling?
Because I heard it out of his own mouth.
You heard him in a personal conversation. That would only be, that's the only way you could hear it. You heard him on TV just like we did.
He was asked the question.
He was asked on national TV. That's where you heard it from, darling.
And don't they lie?
Wait a minute. What are you trying to say?
Did you
that you just like us. You don't know. You see what he's telling you.
They asked the question and he answered it. I listened.
Many questions that were not answered correctly, Jeanette.
One thing that I can say is I do listen. I'm a very good listener.
I do listen too, and I'm hearing you.
No, y'all are not good listeners because y'all ask the same questions.
Tell me I'm not every day. I hadn't come up.
You didn't learn yesterday. You asked the same questions today. I can hear something and take it and go.
Yeah, that's true. You hear something and take it and go.
Yeah, I can process. I'm able to process information because I listen.
Please, don't do that.
Hold on. This is the Walker Bay.
I'm sorry, I am. I'm able to process information.
I am able to process too. So please don't do that. So please don't tell me what
Hold up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jeanette, I recall that we had a conversation a few weeks back or so where we were saying that some people on the panel were saying all politicians lie. Some people was like some politicians lie. And you recall that. Is that not correct when we had that conversation?
No.
You don't recall us having a conversation about politicians lying?
No. I was not on the panel.
Walker Bay, can I say something?
I have not had a conversation about if politicians lie or not.
Jim, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Kimmy. I'm going to come to you. Do you believe that politicians lie?
Yes.
Okay. So what the hell makes you think that Elon Musk don't lie?
Is Elon a politician?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he's a politician. Isn't he not in our politicianal government?
Do you think I'm a politician?
You act like it.
Do I have a politician role?
No. Yes you do.
Okay. No, I
You
don't.
got a
I am
politician
not a
role on Mr.
politician.
Denali show.
I am not a politician.
You are in
I'm
Mr.
a
Denali.
taxpayer citizen.
Okay. Now, what I was saying to you is we sit here and what Miss Boo was saying, Hill Boo was saying to the fact that Elon Musk should not be nowhere near our government.
That's an
Nowhere.
opinion.
Nowhere. Because he's not listen, he has no what Denali always say, he has no in the game. What's that word you always say? He have no what, Denali? How you say that?
No
Yeah.
what?
He has no stake in the game or no he have nothing in
No
the game.
skin in the
He
game.
have no skin in the game. Elon Musk has no skin in our government.
He is an American citizen, Walker Bay.
He is not. He's a fucking
He's
South
still an
American
American
He
citizen.
is American. He's
He's fucking
he's
a
a
South
citizen.
American
He is
citizen.
an
Walker Bay.
American citizen.
He is a citizen. He is a citizen. He was born in South Africa, but he is a citizen. Now
You,
you
so you saying he don't have a dual
because he's
citizenship?
not a natural born citizen, but he is a citizen.
Okay, Walker Bay, can I ask you a question now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do
Who
you-
is this?
Gen X.
It's Gen X.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think that it's okay for our Congress, Senate, Congress people to have an allegiance to another country?
Say that again.
Do you think that our legislative branch that makes the laws of the land here in the United States of America should have allegiance to another country?
No.
So you're against dual citizenship in the legislative branch?
Absolutely.
Well, we have
Yeah.
them.
It's
We
a
have
conflict of interest.
We have them.
It's
They're in
a
there.
conflict of interest.
But they're in there.
But that's what I'm saying. We got to weed their ass out.
Well,
If
we
they're
got
not
them there.
Listen, like you always running around here saying, I'm for America and America first.
Right.
All the other stuff outside, I have nothing to do with that because we got to get our house, our citizens straight before we can address all the outside shit. All the noise that's going around us, I'm not concerned. It's what's going on inside. It's just like, do you think that right now we should have 2/3 of white supremacy running around our country? Do you agree with that?
Do I agree we shouldn't have them running around our country?
Right. Should they not be rounded the fuck up and carried to Guantanamo and everywhere else?
Yeah, ship them off.
There you go.
Hey,
So we need to get our
take
house
their-
straight
take
first.
take their citizenship from them and
Exactly. We just talking about birthrights and all of that, right? They
Right.
they ass need to go.
they do. I
So
agree.
that's what we got to do. We need to.
But
We need
now
to
wait a
get
minute.
this
You don't
stuff right.
think now you don't think all white people, all Caucasians?
No, no. What I'm saying is,
So am I safe to stay?
yeah, you safe to stay, Gen X.
Okay.
You're not a white supremacist.
Okay. Thank
You're
you.
not. You're not with the Boogaloo Boys and the Triple K's and all of that. I don't see you to be a part of that. I don't think you signed up for that.
All right. Thank you.
So those who have and is, we got to rid ourselves of them because they are the ones that. Because it's not the immigrants that everybody trying to keep pointing the fingers to. It's not the immigrants that's turning around and being the Tim McVeighs and the ones that's going out in Minnesota and the people giving them hamburgers and shit after they unalived our citizens and stuff just for peacefully protesting. You know? That's what we got to get rid of.
I just want,
That's mentality.
I just want the ones that are harmful out. That's the ones I want out.
Listen, even the ones that sit dormant and be quiet on their fingers, but yet still support the pretended people that is out there being violent. They just as rightfully guilty too, because just what we said the other night. If you quiet and see something that's going bad, like what happened to Mr. Denali, you just as guilty as the ones that is executing it,
Right,
right?
right. Accessory.
Okay,
It's
so that's the
accessory.
same thing. We
It's
can't just
accessory.
we can't allow the tiki boys running around here saying that American citizens got to go simply because they don't fit in their ideology.
Hey, look, when I run across them little tiki boys and stuff, I call them out. I push them away.
And that's good.
But
That's what we're
but
supposed to.
but I mean, what else can we do? How can we round them up?
They not. They not. They. We put the T. We label them as the T's. Once we
Yeah.
label them. Once we label them, we quickly label other immigrants as T personnel. But why can't we label them the same way? We did the Panthers the same way, label them as T's.
Mm-hmm.
So why we can't label them as T's?
Well, we should be able to. We should do it.
Our government's supposed to, right? If the
Yeah.
government is for the people, not some of the people, the government is supposed to be for all the people.
Exactly.
Because we the ones that keep the government running, right? We the worker bees. Without us, there's no them.
Well, there's more of us than them.
That's what I'm saying. Without us, there's no them. They can't sit up there and get a cushy job and have the best retirements and the best health care and all of that on the backs of our sweat and tears. So,
But you know, I got a problem with that. Like we're talking about, like let's talk about Social Security and Medicare, right?
that's a hope, and that can't go away.
No, no, no. But it's been dipped into,
By whom?
which harms our government dipped into it.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
and that screws us over.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's that bloat that they talking about, right? So we
Hmm.
got to find those people who are responsible and whatever departments and remove them. I'm all for that.
Well, we're on the same team then.
Well, yeah, I'm on the team of winning. That's what I want. I want to win for us, not win for the people who is not deserving.
Right. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. Now, Kimmy, what you had to say, Kimmy? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I thought you were talking about Trump, not Elon.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, he the president, so we gotta sit back, ride. Hopefully, he does the right things, and we're gonna be fine. Look at that, man. Look at the turkey. So, I mean, that's all we can do. We hope that he does the right thing by us. The American people. Do right by us, and you will get no complaints from us. But if you continue to do things in regards of dismantling and not recognizing all the sacrifices that my ancestors made in order for this country to even be the country that it is to this day, then I have a problem with that. You know,
Look at Walker Bay. He did a great job of listening. I'm like, wow, look at Walker Bay. People aren't cutting people off or anything. Whoa, that's amazing. I can take a couple of tips from Walker Bay. The Walker Bay Show, everybody. Mr. Travelman, I'm gonna drop you down. We're gonna bring up Miss Tanjeez. Well, Mr. Walker Bay, would you like for me to bring up Miss Tanjeez? It's your show.
yeah. Bring her up.
Bring her up. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but
Tanji,
Dr.
Tanji,
Lachey, Dr. Lachey. I mean, Dr.
Yes, what's
Bell.
up?
Yeah, did you drop that stuff in there for me?
I'm about to do it right now. Let me send it to you on my other account. It's going to be from my Dr. Shay account.
Okay, because I really wanted to read that stuff. I really, because it's important. Like you said, I don't have no skin in the game as far as my children, but my children do. You see what I'm saying? So I need to know what the forecast is for them and their children, you know?
Gotcha. About to send
All
it to
right.
you.
Listen, Tanjeez, if you didn't hear, it is now the Walker Bay show. So
Yes, I've been
he's
listening.
running everything. So
I've been listening. Walker
pretend
Bay,
I'm not here. Walker Bay, go.
Mr. Walker
Oh,
Bay,
okay.
you doing an excellent job. Look at you. How you
Well,
doing?
thank you. How you doing, Tanji?
I'm doing great. Hi, Kim. Hey, Dr. Shay. Hey,
Hi,
Mr. Rose.
Tanjeez.
Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Jen X.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Hey, Hilly.
Tanjeez.
Hey, Hilly Bob.
Hey,
Okay.
Come
Tanjeez,
on,
did you hear
Tanya,
the
don't
good
get up here with
news?
the bullshit. I saw you in the
Hey,
comments.
Hilly Bob. How you doing, girl?
Hey,
Great.
Delia.
Yeah,
Okay.
great.
Did you say
Tanji,
Billy Bob?
so
Yes.
we would like for you to go ahead and add on to the conversation that we're having, if you don't mind.
Yeah. What were you talking about? What I heard was earlier when y'all were talking about Elon Musk. Are we still talking about Elon Musk?
Well, if
Or
you want to, go there, you can. If you want to go somewhere else in another direction on it, it's basically the Department of Education we're concerned about,
oh, okay.
as well as who's involved and all of those things. It's whatever you feel that you want to add on to. We'd like to hear.
Okay. I know, what Elon is doing. Um, Department of Education. I think whatever they're doing is better than what it is. And like I said, my thing is with it is that our kids aren't learning. Um, that no child left behind type deal. They're passing the kids. The kids are, can't even read on a fourth grade level. And I think whatever he's trying to do, I don't think he's dismantling everything in all the programs like IEP and things of that nature. I think that'll still stay the same. But people like to take things and run with it, like he's just gonna like dismantle everything in the Department of Education, which is not true. You know, and if you want to know what Trump is doing in his executive orders, I mean, he has it listed on his website. And it's on the .gov, and you can look at every one of the ones that he has passed so far, and you can get a better understanding what's about. And there's like a paragraph up under each executive order. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Rowe. I mean, Mr. Rowe.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir,
waiting on.
Walker B.
I'd like to hear your input.
Oh, I've already given my input, but I'm just listening to waiting for something else. But if you didn't catch it earlier, my input on what Eli Musk is doing, he's looking at cutting the waste. It's like for old country boy, he's cutting the fat. No one's eat the fat. Get rid of the fat. He's trying to trim it. He's not gonna get rid of the whole department in the federal government of what I want to say of the education department. He's not gonna get rid of the whole thing. They just want to gut what needs to be gutted. And the states have that. They're just gonna let the states have it. They already have it, so we're not losing nothing.
So you say we'll be gaining more so
No,
than
yeah, I mean we're gonna be gaining. In other words, Eli must hold Elon is to save the government money and all of the wasteless spending. They do have a lot of wasteless spending. We all know that. I mean, we may not want to agree what is wasteless, but I mean, they're going to come to it. Look, when they go to Congress, it's not going to pass if it's not good. Trust me, the Democrats are not going to just vote for it, and they're going to have several Republicans that's going to be all on the side with the Democrats. So it's not an easy road. It's one thing to say this is what we found. This is a lot of wasteless spending. And at that time, when they bring everything forward, they're gonna have to explain. Right now, nothing has been explained because it's not being brought forward. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying, Walker B?
Yeah, I'm hearing you,
Yeah,
but
but and go ahead.
okay. So I got one. I got a. I'm gonna deflect just a little bit.
All right, sure.
Here, do you feel agree? Are you in line with the dismantling of the ABC boys and the FBI boys and all of those things? And if
No,
so, would you feel safer or unsafe?
uh, I mean, I'm not for dismantling that. That's vindictive. You know, those people are civil servants that work for the government. I've always stated for about a week or so, or maybe longer than a week, they can't do everything that they think they're going to do. And the courts have held up. They put a freeze to this stuff until they have enough time to look at what's going on. But civil servants cannot just be dismissed because I'm the president and I say I want you out of your job and I'm getting rid of all of the people that had something to do with coming to Mar-a-Lago and getting me. It don't work that way. And they're gonna find out.
Okay.
So I hope I answered your question. I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel safe. I mean, well, no, let me backtrack. Am I gonna feel safer uh tomorrow as I was before? Mm, it's gonna be the same, Walker Bay. You and I done been through this so many times, and what have changed? I'm asking you that question. Yeah,
Right. Pretty much.
Before you answer, Walker Bay, would you drop me so I won't mess up the algorithm? And y'all have a good night, okay?
Oh, you
right.
need. I was gonna come down to you, Hilly Boo. I
Well,
need. I
I've
need.
gotten several calls and I really need to answer 'em.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe I'll
I
get a chance to
understand.
come back in. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Good night to
Good
both.
night. Good night.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Walker Bay, we done been through this many times, many elections, many Republicans, many Democratic presidents, many Republican presidents, and it's always the same because the balances and the checks are with Congress. Don't matter if you have the Senate, the House, it don't matter. At the end of the day, bad things are not gonna be just pushed because you're gonna have kickback. I mean, strong opposition against you. So at that point, you're gonna start. I guess what I want to say, you're gonna start meeting in the middle, and they're gonna start doing their political stuff again, where all of the dirt that we never heard or we get to hear of is gonna be underneath the wraps. This one got so many hundreds of millions of dollars and whatever, and we would have never known that.
Right.
Elon is just uncovering that stuff that we never even knew was there. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay. I hear you. I hear
Yeah,
you.
that's all I'm saying. We just have to sit back and wait and just see what happens. But I feel confident we're gonna be all right.
Okay. Well, that gives me a little insurity. I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna go down the line. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
start with
buddy.
you.
You're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna start with you, Tanji. Do you feel? Do you feel? Because the question would be like, when the BLK, what Black Lives Matter had put out the defunding of the popos and all of that. So if we dismantled the same thing, isn't that almost the same thing? And would you feel safe or less, more safe or unsafe if that occurs?
What you're saying, if they defund the police, would I
Yes.
feel would I feel safe or unsafe?
Yeah, because I mean, dismantling the CIA, the FBI's, and all of the alphabets that they got.
Um, I wouldn't feel unsafe because I believe that they would put something else in place for that. I just can't see them just getting rid of it and then everybody just going wild. You see what I'm saying? So I'll still feel safe
Well, I'm
if they
hypothetical, but what if it was to occur that way?
if it was to occur that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would feel safe enough in my own home because I don't have no issues.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Because I remember during the time when some people were scared to even come out their own homes or come out their own neighborhoods simply because of the unrest that occurs in their communities.
Mhm.
And now we're talking about just getting rid of a mass of people that work in law enforcement and them going out in the fields or whatever, and some of them won't go out in the fields because that's not a part of their expertise, and so then they will have to move on to some other positions to doing something, some other kind of career or whatever. So that just gives us less security far as who's monitoring our country because we are always constantly attacked. We don't get to see it, but it's always there. The potential danger is always there. And now what's going on over in the Middle East is even more potential of us having something that's gonna, happen in
Mhm.
our country. And so that's what I'm asking in regards. I'm not talking about somebody come kick in your door. I'm talking about the threats that comes daily that these people intercept. And if they're not
Mr.
there,
Walker Bay, I have a question.
yes,
Would you like to bring up Dalen, or would you like to leave me in the queue?
go and bring him up.
Okay,
As long as he can behave.
okay. Listen, it's the Walker Bay show. I just want
All
to welcome you to the Walker Bay show, Mr. Dalen.
right, go ahead, Tanja. What you
I know
think?
how to follow rules.
Um, I'm not too much worried about it, Marco Bay.
Okay,
Um, like I said, it's I don't think that we would be left like that, where there's no protection at all. Um, I don't live in fear, you know.
absolutely.
Not fearful of nobody but the Most High. That's it.
Okay,
So
okay. I'm with that.
if that kind of answers your question a little bit.
That's fine. All right, Dr. Lachey.
So, I truly, we haven't even crossed that path yet. So I hope that don't happen. I think that that will also be something at that time that I will get full details of how that actually looks, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
even immunity, right? So I will have to see exactly how that actually look before I judge or give an opinion, you know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Miss Caroline.
Well, I believe after the last 4 years of I want to say longer than that, like 8 years, what we've seen out of the FBI, the DOJ, all of those corrupt positions, I think they need to definitely be cleaned out.
Okay.
As far as not having one at all, I don't really know. I'm waiting to see what kind of ideas they have about it, but I totally trust in this new group of people that Trump has chosen. And I have all faith that they are all on the right side of um, helping America. So whatever they decide to do, I just believe it's going to be good for our country.
Okay, so you saying as long as they be with transparency.
Absolutely. And this administration has been transparent through the whole process so far. So I don't see them, stop being transparent.
Okay. Hey, Miss Kimmy.
Thank you, Walker Bay. I thought you skipped me.
No.
I appreciate the time. So, I am against them closing down the FBI and making them all go into the field. Because a lot of the work that they do is cybersecurity, and you can't do that in the fields. So I'm totally against that. I hear a lot of people say that, oh, they're corrupt, but I want to see the evidence of where they're corrupt. Just because charges were brought against Donald Trump doesn't make anybody corrupt. I think there was evidence, lots of evidence against Donald Trump. And the only reason that some of the cases didn't actually, flourish was because he kept appealing and it just prolonged the time and then he was elected. But it had nothing to do with the evidence that was there. So, if someone can show me some evidence of the FBI or the CIA being corrupt, okay, then those people need to be let go. But I also don't like the fact that, Donald Trump wants to let go of people and find people that are loyal to him, because that's not what it should be about. It should be about people that just want to do their job and are going to do it with integrity. The one person that I do know that made those false claims against Hunter Biden, I don't know if they worked in the FBI or if they were just an FBI informant, but it turns out that he was completely lying, and he's been convicted, and he pled guilty to what he did. So I just don't want this new administration to be, all about Trump. It needs to stay bipartisan. And, I feel like right now that the Republicans in Congress, I think they're being yes men because they are fearful of Trump, and because these are the people that actually signed these laws, these bills that put all this wasteful spending, and they knew exactly what was in there. So we can't point the finger at all the Democrats. And
Okay.
now they're like, oh, yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at it. But they never wanted to look at it before, or if they did, I don't know about it. But yeah, so I land my plane. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Gen X.
Thank you, Walker Bay, for allowing me to speak on the panel.
You're welcome.
Um, I'm with you as far as we do need security in this country. I'm not for defunding the police. I'm very much of I'm all about some law and order, and to eliminate chaos in our society. But I do also believe that there should be a lot of reform done in our police departments and stuff like that. As far as the triple letter agencies, there's no way that those two agencies could go away, because both of those agencies have very big responsibilities to our country to keep us safe. When you come to the F agency, they I've always never trusted, and I'm talking about this ain't got nothing to do with Trump. This is decades, this is going back. We can bring up like JFK files and, all this stuff. I've never trusted those agencies. And I'm not talking about the workers, I'm talking about like higher officials that make decisions and stuff. And I've just never trusted them. I've always felt like there was corruption in there. Not all of them are corrupted, but there are some corruption in there. And as far as the CIA, we need them for foreign. They're our eyes across the
Excuse me.
and keeping us safe. They know something before we know it. Like you said, they know so much that we live our life day by day and we have no idea of what maybe they've stopped. They're very important to have. But I just believe there's just been corruption going on. And even on the Hill, I mean, I've always believed that politicians, I don't believe politicians anymore. I believe a lawyer,
Correct.
So I just feel like what I'm hoping is going to happen is he is going to weed out some snakes, and hopefully put things back on track. And hopefully, instead of anything harming us, that there'll be people in place that will actually do what they're supposed to be doing from the start. So that's just all I can say.
Okay, I appreciate that, Gen X. Mr. Dillon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Let me mute my TV real quick. So I 100% disagree with the dismantling of anything without having something to shift to. So I know that there's this huge lack of trust that's been created by this second term president in our agencies, in our media, and it's always when it's against him. Time Magazine gave him Person of the Year. Nothing wrong with the magazine. They put Elon behind the desk. It gaslighted him, and now he can't believe they're in business. So to dismantle the FBI, the CIA, and these are entities that help us globally as well. Like she said, they have eyes and ears across the water. When it comes to USAID, that's a global structure that also works in these regions that we need our eyes in and to help us with influence in these regions. So all of those people are going to be removed from those jobs and brought back home. So we lose all of that data, all that information, which provides us more security at home. And I'm just shocked just listening to people say, because he said it, get rid of all this infrastructure with no replacement. Fire people, send them home, pay them while they sitting at home. Just get rid of all these things that make us who we are, give us the strength and the safety that we have and the flexibility across the globe because Trump said so. I land my plane. I didn't interrupt anybody either, but I heard somebody.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Well spoken. I took that, and I think the panel across the board had very hindsight on giving good information on how they feel and what to expect. So, with that said, I appreciate.
What do you think, Mr. Walker Bay?
Huh?
What is your opinion? What is your thoughts?
Yes. Well, to me, right? I'm, ex-military and all that, and I, cross the waters. The thing is, we can't afford, and just like what Mr. Dillon was just saying, to remove the guardrails that keeps us safe. Because these things are happening, and we don't even get a glimpse of what's being stopped to intervene to disrupt our country, because we are the number one target in the world. Everybody envies the fact that we have never under the real attack other than domestically, but foreign wise, we have never suffered catastrophic disruption in our life because we had people that went out to prevent these things from occurring. And now it's a possibility that once we dismantle our security, we're opening up the doors for those things to happen. And that scares me a lot because we need those people. Those people are vital to our everyday lives. But I mean, another thing is I'm supporting this guy because I need him to do well. If he does well by us, oh, I'm gonna be the first one out there trumping it up for him. But if he does the things just to align himself along with the people that he has brought in his office, these other billionaires, and they run off with our pockets of loot, then I don't want to say, "Well, I told you so," and I hope that doesn't occur. I believe in our citizens. Our citizens in this America is the best thinking and well thought people who if you put brilliant minds together, we, like we're doing on this panel, can come up with the solutions. We already know what the problems are, but now we just got to start finding out the solutions. And once we know that this particular solution works for this particular thing, then we have to implicate that and make that move. You know what I'm saying? This is our time and our moments to be able to galvanize together and start making solutions and making the things dissipate instead of keep on going back and forth. And I don't want us to be just, the Republican and Democrat thing. That's not who we are. I mean, that's a political affiliation who we are, but who we are is first and foremost are Americans, and it's got to be Americans first. And everything that disrupt what we need to accomplish as American citizens, we have to eradicate it. And so that's what we get. That's what our aim and goal should be, and that's what we're trying to attempt to do. I hope as we come together on these lives. So that's what my input is.
Mr.
Amen, Rocker Bay. Amen.
Mr. Walker Bay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Earlier I stated that I believe that we should have a major reform on our police departments. One, do you agree with that? And two, if you do, can you elaborate what I'm trying to say? Why we do need it? Because the reason why I'm asking is people disagree with me on that.
Okay. Well, let's take it back to J. Eager Hoover days. That department was designated to dismantle and to destroy the minority community, right? It was targeted with some of the high profile people of Malcolm and Dr. King, right? There's nobody that doesn't. I don't know. I'm sure everybody is affiliated with the Cohen Protel documents. Is that correct? Y'all can speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So those same people who deliberately went out with Fred Hampton and all of them dismounted the party. Of course. Okay, we good with that. We know about that, right? So that department didn't dismantle itself. It continued on, not only targeting towards us as being Black Americans, but it also started targeting other groups of people in our citizenship, far as Caucasian Americans, immigrant Americans, and so forth. And they started doing distasteful things and setting up people and targeting certain groups and stuff like that just on the premise because of what they were standing for. And what they were standing for most likely was equality. We've been always trying to stand for equality. All we want in life, I believe, and I hope this is something that we want, is to be able to live freely and uninterrupted by being able to raise our children as children need to be raised, and that's a whole thing that we have to restructure because that's been fragmented. And then on top of that, we want to be able to be able to know our neighbors and our neighbors know us and respect and the people that's in the community that protects the security, that they are more in line with the community than opposed as like they're patrolling a community. We don't need patrolling. We need interaction. You know what I mean? So yes, that department, and I firmly believe, besides the personal things in which our current president now has, with that department is going to help us weed out those things. But totally to remove all of it, no, I'm not in agreement with that. You get me what I'm saying, Gen X? So yes, we do need to root out the bad actors, because there are a lot of bad actors in all tentacles of these these departments that's over us. Even in what we call lawmakers, the lawmakers, we have to weed them out as well. You know.
Walker Bay,
So
do you want to get your hands on that MLK file? Do you
I
want to,
would I would love to.
even
I
if
would.
it defame him?
Well, we already know that he had outside relationships and stuff like that. That's not nothing that's new. That's
Right, but anything, if it was something deeper.
well, I mean, uh, see, I don't want to kill the messenger because the message was more prolific towards us of
Right.
what it meant than what he did personally. You see what I mean? What he did privately on that aspects, hey, look, that's that. A he was being human, because as a human being, some people fall short. But in the message, the spirit in which that we know that our Creator imposed into him to bring forth that, then that's what we need to focus on, and not the other stuff, because those are what we could consider as distractions. Would you agree?
Oh no, I completely agree.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just take what the messenger brought to us and let's move on that. That everyone in the spectrum of the rainbow, every little black kid, every little white kid, every little brown kid, every little that's what we want. That's what we need for our country. That's what we know that we have, that because we have been in places where we felt that energy and we know that that's a possibility.
Now, how
So
would you feel if you found out the three-letter word was the people who unalive him? Would you still be down and be like, okay, or you just overlook it and say, well, yes, there's bad people in this world, or would you say they have been a lie the whole entire time?
right, but okay, look at this, right? It's two cells in our world, right? It's like I'm gonna give you two. So like the lower self, people that strive in their lower self, right? The lower self is no more than things like slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything to harm. Whereas the higher self is the mother of virtues, the mother of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's the higher self. And you can't get between that, right? And we know that in our world, we walk through storms. You're either going in a storm, or you're already in that storm, or you coming out of the storm. That's just how life is. And so we got to make sure that we're not constantly entering in the same storm. And once we come out of that storm, we have learned and stand on the side of justice and right. And that's what we have to do.
So Walker Bay, where was all this when we was talking about Trump?
What you mean?
The way you said things about Trump is what you're saying now about MLK. Wouldn't it kind of be like the same thing that you would rather look at other things other than his whatever he had going on in his personal life?
I thought about that too, Tonjes, when he was
What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to ask. And it's just like the same thing, how you felt about Trump and the things you heard about him and his personal life. You held him to the fire for that, right? So now you're saying for his MLK, we have to look, we can't look at what he did in his personal life, and we should look, above that and just, go on the merits of what he's doing for the people, right?
That's right, Kanji. This is what we're saying. I can't I can't I can't hold MLK to the fires no more because he's no longer with us, right? Had he been with us, he would get the same smoke because of the simple fact that he has used, these things. Not like I said before. What I said, the message is clear. That came inner. That came from the inner creator that gave him to deliver to us. We took that message. We have that message. And that message is still present. What he did contrary to that, he will be held accountable for that through the creator and through us if he was still here. We can't persecute a person that's no longer here, right? But the one that is here and still doing those things, we have to hold him
Hey,
accountable.
he's doing those things.
We have to hold him, put the
He's
fire
going
on
to
him.
hold everybody accountable, whether they dead or alive.
Right. But I'm saying, what benefit are we going to gain if we miss the message?
What's the message?
I,
That
well,
that when we come together as a people and united of all races, all nationalities, all ethnicities, and so forth, have the right to move and live freely under this one banner, the American
I
citizen
agree
banner.
with that. I agree with that, Walker.
Okay, okay, so
That part.
that's what I'm for, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And
But
I
at the
want to
same,
say that Tanji's, I never had an issue with Trump's personal life, like him cheating on his wife. That's his own business. My issues with Trump were things he did in the government as president. It didn't have anything to do with him cheating on his wife. I could care less because that don't affect me. That's between those two.
Right. Right. And
Let me
exactly.
say this one thing, and I know Denali is probably getting ready to
Well,
want to share.
I got a question for the host, if I could.
Yeah, one little quick thing before I forget, just gonna be a second.
Okay.
I guess what Walker Bay is saying, uh, uh, MLK is not here, but we turned away from Jesse Jackson, who was here at the time. Once we found out the indiscretionary things that he was doing, and that immediately just destroyed him. That's it, Denali.
Okay. Walker Bay.
sir,
Excuse me, host. If I could ask you, you do have one in the queue. You have Precious in the queue. Would you like to bring her up, or you want to leave her in the queue?
do we
I'll
have
drop for Precious. I
do
can
we
drop
have
for Precious.
room?
I'm sorry, sir.
Do we have room?
Someone needs to drop. Would you
Yeah,
like to speak?
I'll drop for her, Walker Bay.
Okay.
Showtime, G's, I can drop.
No,
I
I'm
wanted
good.
I
I'm good. I'm
wanted
about to
Walker
do
Bay to
something.
pick somebody to drop, but
Okay.
okay.
All right.
I thought that would have been funny.
Walker Bay, I'm gonna need you to up your security when she get up here. She unhinged.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Leave
And
Precious alone.
hello, Precious. You can unmute. Precious.
I'm here, Mr. Denali.
Well, no, this is the Walker Bay show. Don't you see it up there?
Oh, no, I didn't. I apologize. I was just listening to what he was saying.
Okay. Would you like? Do you care to share or have an input that you would like to pose to the panel?
Yeah, I'd like you to pick, are you black or an Indian? Because you seem to be fighting, whatever the conversation is, that's who you are.
I'm not black, ma'am.
Uh-oh.
Right, but you were just talking about what black people need to do. I just
Right.
heard you. I
Yes.
just heard you. So
So let me clarify for you. I don't use the terminology black because black is equated to the river as Negro in Spanish.
nobody said that. Nobody
So
said that.
I don't use those terminologies. I use Caucasian. And if you want to know my nationality, I'm a Moorish American. Okay?
I'm just saying you were talking about what black people need to do, but I was listening to you either last night or the other night or the day before talking about, you're an Indian. So I'm just asking like who are you fighting for?
Indian. I never, ma'am.
I don't
If,
think he ever said that. Just
I've never associated myself as an Indian. I know
So
that is weird to me, right? Now, if you
so
want to
so
say
what so what do you
I am
associate yourself
original.
as?
I'm original. I'm original to this land. I am the beginning and the end. I am the Alpha and the Omega.
So what about the people that have been born here now? Are
Okay.
they are they no good or
I, I don't. I'm not quite grasping what you're trying to.
I
What you're.
warned you. I warned you, Walker Bay.
I'm not quite grasping what are you implying, Precious?
so why do you okay, well let's break it down a little bit at a time, like an elephant, like
Yeah,
Mr. Denali says.
let's bite it one
Why
time.
do you get upset when people just call you Walker and not Walker Bay?
Because my name has a significant meaning behind it. I'm a Moor. I am a Moor, ma'am. So my name is Walker Bay, not Walker, because Walker was associated with the things that was enlightened of what who I am as a person today. So Walker Bay is my name, not Walker.
So uh what do you claim yourself as? What ethnicity?
Moorish American, ma'am. I said that when I first.
And well, okay, I apologize for my ignorance. What does that mean?
Well,
you want me to do it, or you want to do it, Walker?
go ahead, Denali,
Okay, all right.
because I don't want to get off. I don't want to get.
The Martians are an Eastern. Uh, what is this? Algonquian Native American tribe that historically spoke an Algonquian language. As part of the Eastern Algonquian family of tribes, they are related to the neighboring Lenape, whose indigenous territory was to the south as far as the Atlantic coast. The Martians lived in the upper tidal Hudson River Valley, including the confluence of Mohawk River, where present day Albany, New York, developed, and into western New England, centered on the upper, on the upper Housatonic River watershed after 1680 due to conflict with the powerful Mohawk to the west during the Beaver Wars. Many were driven southeastward across the present day Massachusetts western border and the Taconic Mountains to Berkshire County around Stockbridge, Massachusetts. Am I right, Walker Bay? Okay, there you go, Miss Precious.
I have a quick question.
So
Wait a minute.
We
Excuse me, Precious. With that, do you follow? Is it you follow the law, or is sovereign citizen different or something?
do I Do I practice sovereigntism? Is that what
Yeah.
you? I do not. I have not. I still state under. I'm still under the protections of both the Moorish flag as well as the United States flag. They coincide with one another. So I've never pursued to have sovereignty because I'm fine with just being where I'm at now. So yeah, I have not pursued that. But there are a lot of people, a lot of Moors that have their sovereignty. I don't want to denounce totally my American citizenship
Okay.
Why not?
because I'm what you would call I'm still in the infinite stages. So I don't feel as it's necessary for me to have to do that at this current time. I'm still developing, as you would say. And once I get more in line with that, then I can be more openly and more understanding about what is it that I'm exactly doing instead of just winging it. Do that make sense?
It does. Maybe I was just confused because I heard you talking about black people. So maybe I'm
It's
just confused.
right. So that's yeah. So what I'm saying to you, Miss Precious, is that the terminology when you use that terminology, it's almost if to believe it or not, it's offensive, right? Because when I
What is offensive?
the term black, the word
Oh,
black
okay. Okay.
as imposed to us as a race of people because we're not black. You know what I'm saying? You know when you look at a crayon that's marked black, we're not that black, right? We're brown. So that terminology was brought about, black and white was brought about behind the Bacon Rebellion that happened in Virginia. And the landowners brought in because during that time it was an uprise against the landowners who my brothers, my Caucasian brothers, and I fought against that. And yet, what the landowners did is retaliated by giving my Caucasian brother the rights to even have ownership to us. And that's where the divide come, and that's where the word white became uh, uh, indoctrinated as well as the word black, right?
So do you see a light forward? Like, do you see America coming together with all of the different people that have claimed this land and fought for it? Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I pray for it.
That's not what I asked you.
No, what I'm saying is, I pray that that is something in which that we all would strive for. But however, because of our short tension span, that we get distracted, and they cast out things, the propaganda that they cast out to keep us divided. Because it says, as long as we stay divided, then they stay in control. And once we learn to stay continuously unified, then yes, we'll be able to have that utopia world that we're all searching and wishing and wanting to have in this land.
So how long do you think that's gonna take? Do you think it's gonna be that we need to
It may,
skip a couple of generations to get the unity? Or do you think, because I'm 50 years old,
right.
so do you think in my lifetime I'm gonna see the unity?
Okay, so let's put it this way, right? You you hopefully, hopefully that you may have a longevity lifespan, and you may, because of the simple fact, I believe that with the generations that are coming up, I'm talking about the pre-generations and the ones that's I don't even know what they call themselves, but the generations like the 10s and the 8 year olds now, I believe that they will have more uh, abilities to bring it about than you and I. So by the time they get 50, I don't think we will be present, but hopefully they will have the answers. And as long as we start to strive right currently now and start implementing that instead of putting division and hate, and start putting love in the world, more love in the world, then yes, I think we can achieve it, and we might can accelerate it to the point where you and I could visualize and see it manifest itself. I don't know, but just like when I was in my teen years, I started out with a team that was only 12 men, and now today we have over 300 kids that participate in the same thing that I started out, and it was only 12. So, things are possible. I never thought I'd ever see a black man in holding the highest office on the land. No one never thought that was possible, but it happened. So, yes, it's always possible.
And I'll just ask you one more question and I'll go on mute. What age group in America do you feel is the problem?
The 70-year-olds, the 80-year-olds, because they still living in those times in which they kept us divided. We need more youthful, smart, uninhibited generations of kids, because there's a lot of 27-year-olds that's out there today. Some of them is even in Congress.
Right,
That
but they don't know like how to live off the phone. Like I think that social media has given them a little bit more entitlement because like me and you, if me and you, I don't know how old you are. Like I said, I'm 50.
52 now.
I know how it is to be off the phones. And if you have an attitude or have a certain tone with me, I've got no problem coming in your face. And I think there's an age group that doesn't even know how to handle that, calling somebody out face to face.
Right. Well, see, that's
So I think it's, between maybe like 28 and 38 is the problem.
28 and 38.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then that's what I'm saying. So it's our responsibility to try to navigate a way in order, because just like right now, this is an age of information, correct? And being that is an age of information, because everyone has this device in their hand, so this device can carry them and show them vast majority of information and so forth, and used used wisely and right, it is a great thing. But misuse of it is detrimental to the well-being of not only you and I, but for the generations to come. And so we have to curtail that by doing things that is necessary and put in place the things that we need in order to get that utopia thing that we all questioning and striving for, I believe.
Thanks for letting my voice be heard, Mr. Denali.
Wow, Walker Bay, I'm so proud of you. This yo-yo.
Hey, what up, kiddo?
I've been listening. I'm so proud of you.
You know this is that racist POS that y'all always say.
Not tonight. I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. I've been listening.
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna turn it back over to Mr. Denali, because this old guy got to go lay down.
All right,
I
Mr.
just
Walker
don't hang
Bay.
out.
You did such a great job on your first live.
You
Oh
did a
my
great job.
goodness. You
Yeah, you
did
did.
so good.
Amazing.
Maybe Mr.
Absolutely
Denali will
amazing.
take some tips from you.
Can we get more of this, Walker Bay?
Of course, I always give it to you.
Walker
No,
Bay is
man. No, I'm
Walker
very
Bay is
impressed as
versatile.
well.
What's
Uh,
that, Precious?
What'd you say, Precious? Hey, Precious.
I'm very impressed as well.
I know everybody's impressed. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
No, you saw
I've
it.
never ever heard him speak this way because
Me neither.
normally you're very divisive.
Well,
Um,
Precious, you didn't hear him a couple shows back. He let us know that he was in the middle now.
Yeah, he moved to the middle from the far
I
left to
don't
the
believe
middle.
that. I don't believe that.
Well, listen, Mr. Rowe or Walker Bay have not made their vote yet, so we'll see what happens when it's time to vote.
Well, like you said, Mr. Denali, a little at a time, like an elephant, just a piece at a
One bite
time.
at a time, absolutely. Listen, Mr. Walker Bay, I got some texts about you. They said, man, this is a good show, and he's doing great. They didn't know what to expect when I turned it over to you, but people did enjoy your conversation. You held the panel together. Wasn't any cursing, wasn't any talking over or anything like that. So, wow, absolutely amazing. Again, I'm impressed.
it came from the conversation that we had today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
impressed.
Listen, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I believe in dialogue, talking, talking, talking. You never know when a light bulb moment may go off in someone's head. Give people a different POV, point of view, and perspective. So I definitely appreciate you saying that.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm impressed.
Walker
I
Bay.
think that's it. I don't think there's any more show. I mean, I don't think that I could take it over and do any better of a job.
Can I want to say something to Walker Bay.
Sure.
Yes.
I know at the beginning we went through some rough roads together and all. But
Mm-hmm.
tonight, well, not just tonight, I say the last few sessions we've had together, interactions, I have developed a higher respect for you. I'll have to say that.
Oh wow, I appreciate that.
I have too.
Oh wow.
Could I speak on it as well?
I still
You
don't
don't
want to
need
share a
that, Walker
country with
Bay. You
him
don't
now. Well,
need.
you guys got to, hey, well, hey, he had a good night. I still don't want to share a country with him. Absolutely
Figured as
not.
much. I figured. Will, you want to say something? What is it?
Yes. What Walker Bay was talking about, I think I actually been studying the Moors nationality, and I actually believe in it myself. Right. There's a lot to what he's talking about. Most people have no clue about this. That's why you're getting all these questions. That's where all these questions are coming from. But um,
Hey,
I
Will,
ha- I do recognize the Moorish nation, right? And it's crazy because I try to avoid talking about it because the moment you speak about that, you lose everybody. You lose respect. A lot of people just can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that the American schools, the education system, they don't teach this. You learn this your own. And so, uh, Walker Bay, I do appreciate you for coming up and speaking on this because it needs to be, you know, people need some awareness about what's going on. A lot of things we learned about here in America is we've been fooled.
hey,
So
Will.
that's all I wanted to say on that.
Hey, Will, what's
Appreciate
the
that, brother.
difference between the Moors and the sovereign citizen? I know they're similar but different, right?
It's look. It all depends on your knowledge, how much knowledge you have in it. Because if you got the knowledge, yes, the Moors they are sovereign, right? Meaning they're
Really?
not subject. Yeah, they're not subject to this jurisdictional ways of America. Like
Well,
the laws that applies to the United States citizen does not apply to them.
well,
And
see,
so,
when I researched it, I thought that you give all that up when you get like driver's licenses and you start using your social security card and you start doing the citizenship things that you give that up. Like
well, some
that you
some
can't have a
people
driver's license and then say you're sovereign, from my understanding of it.
usually that is the case, but some people that are sovereign know how to be universal with it, right?
Oh, okay. Because
Um,
I thought you can't be both. You can't like go by the laws and then say you're sovereign. Like you can't
Well,
like do certain things from what I was researching into it.
let me explain it this way. I know one guy, right? He know how to operate in his sovereign capacity, right? But he also know how to operate in his United States citizen capacity. Those are
Like
two
two
different
different
things.
people. Like he's two different people.
Yes. Like sometimes you can use the benefits of the United States. You can use it. But some people don't like using the
But it's
benefits.
like you're a different person though. You got to be like two different people. You can't be the same person doing both. Is what I'm saying.
Two different identities, basically. Yes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Some people, but what I mean by that is some people use a social security number and some people don't.
Right.
Every United States citizen use a social security number, right? Uh, and then some people that are sovereign, they do not.
But they
That's the
go by a
difference.
different identity. I saw a sovereign person in court, and they were even going by a totally different name.
Right.
Like it's
That's
a
what.
totally different like identity, is what I'm saying. You're not the same person as the Social Security card person.
Well,
Exactly.
you heard Walker Bay say, "Call me Walker Bay. Don't just call me Walker." That Bay part, that's his Moorish side. That's his Moorish nationality right there.
Okay,
That's
got it.
why
Yeah, because
when he
I watched
say,
some people in court with it, and they were like a different person. They would not answer to the other person's name. They were like,
I've
"That's not who
done
I am." It's like a totally different person.
Yeah.
exactly right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've watched
If
them in
they
court.
and right, exactly in court, right? You don't go by that name that they gave, that government
I
name. You
gave you
don't
at
go.
birth. Right, right.
Yeah, they get away
But
from
could I?
that.
Okay, but hold
It's a
up, Walker
total different
Bay.
identity.
Well,
Yes.
could I? Hey, Walker Bay, I'm gonna ask because this is I don't know this answer. This is not a gotcha moment. If me and you were charged with the same crime, are you treated differently because you have a different number, or like how did the courts work with that? Like, do you go to a different court because not everybody knows uh, what sovereignty means? So if me and you are charged for the same crime, who, are you going to follow the same law, or is it a state issue where you live? Like, how does that work?
Okay, so here's what the deal is. When I is charged with a crime, right? Then you notice that everything when you get have if you ever got a speeding ticket or whatever, if you notice everything is in caps, right? So first of all, what does that mean? You have to ask yourself, what does everything? My name is all capitalized, my middle initial, my last name, and everything, right? And so that's the incorporation part, right? So now you're saying that I have done something to offend the corporation, and now you have to prove that. And so
So
that's
America's a so America's a corporation, right?
absolutely
Okay,
yes,
perfect. Okay, we're on the same page.
yeah. So the incorporation of the United States, which is there, is fraudulent because we're under the misconceptions of how citizenship works, right? And how citizenship works is that you must first of all proclaim your nationality. And if you don't proclaim your nationality, whether you German American, English American, Italian American, Moorish American, and so forth, then you are subjugated to all of the laws and principles that the land wants to bestow on you, which is like saying you were speeding. That's the thing that uh what Dylan is explaining a little bit, and it's very very complicated, but it's not that complicated because I'm still, like I said, in the infinite stages of getting all of this done in transactional, so I can bring forth more information to all of my Moorish American and Italian American citizens as well.
And that's
But you
really
see, oh,
cool.
go ahead.
But here's the thing, like, most people don't know the United States law until they need it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like,
Correct.
you can hear terrible things happening to a lot of people in this country, and how they overcome, or how they beat the government, or how they beat the law. But you don't know what they went through to figure it out. So, it's just in America, what I wanted to say to you, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I
Well,
could share a country with you, but I think that me and you, we need to know the law,
well, if
so
you're not a United States citizen, then you abide by United States citizen laws. That's the difference. If you
But
are not a
Will,
United States
wait a
citizen,
second. No, I was talking to Walker Bay, Will, thanks. But no, like Walker Bay, I hear you, but why is it complicated? You use the word, it's very complicated. Do you think American law should be complicated to Americans or even people that live here on visas or however, whatever got you here? Do you think that
Okay.
it should be complicated for us?
Well, yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is because of the simple fact is that we wasn't exposed. Like when we talk about education, right? When we talk about education, we get a portion of some form of what we consider education, right? We don't get a universal perspective of education. We don't dive into where we have the capacity and capabilities. Like why are students are not sitting in classrooms in Egypt? Why are students not sitting in classrooms in Rome? Why children are not sitting in classrooms, you know, because we have the computer and capabilities, right? So that they will get a universal perspective of the globe and how things move. And, and the citizenship comes from it. We consider being like, it's something about ships, and if you notice, on all ships, ships are labored as women for some apparent reason, right? Because the woman is what birthed us, right? So it has all that, and you have to incorporate all of that stuff into what it's gonna take to be able to remove, because no one owns the soil. You can't own land. We think that we own. You will never own your land, no matter how much you can pay your house off. But what you're gonna always pay land tax, right? Which goes back to what has something to do with the Roman Catholic churches and stuff like that. But we're not been exposed to these things until now. That's what I'm learning more about to know, so that then therefore my people also will be able to know how to move in these lands and on this shores. But right now, you know what I'm saying? We are moving as we think as free people, but we're not. We're being herded, and we can't let them keep herding us to one direction, to from the east to the west to the north to the south. We got to be moving in one accord, straight and on that path to success.
right,
So
but Walker Bay and Precious. But one problem I have with it, because I watched several court cases with sovereign people, because it's an interest of mine, because I
yeah.
always thought it was interesting.
Hmm.
Most of the court cases, it doesn't work. And what I mean by that, it amazes me how it's in the Constitution, but the judges don't follow it. So if it's in
Exactly.
the Constitution, why don't the judges have to follow it, the sovereign stuff?
can I answer
They
that question?
usually throw it out and still give them time in jail. The court cases I watch
Can
with
I
the
answer?
sovereign stuff, 90% of the time it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
if it's in the Constitution, why don't the judges have to follow it? Is what confuses me with it.
Okay, go ahead. You can answer, brother.
Yes, my answer to
They
that.
still go to jail.
Let me answer that question. We all know that the system can be very deceptive, right? They can tell you one thing and a whole another thing happens, right? A lot of times they put on a show for the people. They want the people to see that when these people go in court and they doing these kind of things, they want to make them look bad. Like, oh yeah, he went to jail. He's dumb. He's stupid. It don't work. It's ridiculous, right? But they hide in their hands. A lot of times it does work for them. It's just they twist that part. You remember Judge Joe Brown not too long ago? We all know who Judge Joe Brown is, right? He actually used it, and he went in there because they tried to charge him with some kind of I can't remember what the crime was exactly, but the judge told him, "Yeah, I'm holding you in contempt." Judge Joe Brown said, "Under whose authority?" He said, right now I'm gonna have this done. Judge Joe Brown, he knows the law. He knows natural law, not the United States citizen law, not the government, the law that the government put on us. He knows natural law. Natural law,
Excuse me.
statutory law is two different things. They respect natural law, right? If you have not harmed anyone or damaged anyone's property, there's nothing they can do to you. They have to let you go. Now they'll make it look like you went to jail. They'll make it look like the judge won, but they hid the fact that the judge did not win. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing where let's look at Joe Judge Brown right now. Is he
But
arrested?
there's cases where people sue because they did go to jail.
Yeah, some people that don't know what they're doing, yeah, you will go to jail, no doubt about it. I've done it. I went to jail, right? I actually went to jail
So
because
again, they do send people to jail. It's like they ignore it.
but
Like it's not
one,
in the Constitution, is what I'm saying.
there's been times, there's been a lot of times where I did it. I didn't go to jail. I actually won, right? But for the ones that you see that they go to jail, it's the learning stage. You know how you bump your head, learn, okay, you know not to do this anymore, right? You try it again, and then you learn the slope of the ropes. There's always a learning process because they
I
don't
know.
teach this in school.
I guess my bigger questions is why don't judges recognize it if it's in the Constitution? That's my bigger question.
They do. They just don't tell you. They'll make you think that they don't recognize it, but I promise you, they do. They know this stuff. It's just it's so few people that know this kind of stuff that you know out of let's say 1,000 people, maybe only one person knows this stuff, and it works for him. But all those other ones that don't know it, they try it, it don't work for them. They end up getting.
I'm telling you, some judge go pull it up on YouTube where you see court cases, and the judges will be like, "I don't play that sovereign crap in my court.
I
It
know.
ain't working," and they
But
tell the person off and throw them out.
Exactly.
hey yo, this
I'm
is
just saying I don't know how a judge can say that if it's in the Constitution. Is what I'm saying. How
Yeah.
can they
We
outwardly say I don't recognize that
we
when it's
see
in the
police
Constitution? Is my
unalive.
question.
We see police unalive people all the time, and then they get away with it, right? It's the same thing. The police unalive Sonia Mason, right? And this dude has a real chance of actually beating that case, right? It's the same thing when it goes with judges. A lot of times, uh, they the law don't work the way you think it's supposed to.
I'm confused, Will.
Got it.
So do sovereign people, they don't have to abide by our laws?
It's a different set of laws. Sovereign people operate off of natural law. Natural law means God's law. God says, if you do not harm anyone or damage their property, you have committed no crime. Statutory law says if you speed beyond the speed limit, you committed a crime. They can arrest you for that. And if you agree to their constitution and their citizenship, you are subject to their laws. You have to abide by it because you agree to it. That's the difference.
So you got to know what to say, Kimmy. You got to know all the legal terms of what to say when you're stopped and in court. You got to say all the right things.
Oh, okay.
exactly.
There's
All
no
right.
absolute to it.
They're
There-
trained in what to say. They know
Got
what
it.
to say legally.
Okay.
I see.
I think
Yeah.
that's it. What do you guys think?
That is it.
Well, you're at 80. You're at 83. I don't know if you want to tap to 100.
We were supposed to end at 12:30. I think that's it. Unless somebody has what do you guys want to do? Will, Dalen, you guys want to continue? Precious,
I'm sorry, Denali. I'm going to bed.
I know
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to bed too, Mr. Denali.
Absolutely.
Just,
Walker Bay show is ending.
I'll
Okay.
just say this last thing.
I
Look,
think
Good
that's
night,
it. I think
guys.
there's
Good
no
job,
more
Walker.
show left.
Thank you.
Got to
It
rest
was
up for
great,
the
man.
game.
We squeezed all the juice out of the show. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Gray
Mr. Walker.
Moon. Gray Moon was great in your comments tonight, too.
Good
Great
night,
man.
Mr. D. Good night, Yo Yo, Walker
Good night,
Bay,
everybody.
Will,
All
Can I
right.
finish? Can I finish, please? Thank you
Oh,
to everyone who came to the show. Thank you to Mr. Walker Bay for, enlightening us on a lot of different topics. Listen, this is another side of Walker Bay. The man is very complex and he has many layers. So don't sleep on Walker Bay. He may just
I like this side.
Thank you, Yo-Yo.
I'm rude.
Good night, Gen X. Good night, Gen X.
Oh,
Good night,
are
Kimmy.
you kidding me? Where is she?
Good night,
Yo
Precious.
yo.
Good night, Dylan.
Bring Gen X back up
Good
here.
night, Jen. Good night,
My
Carol
friend
Ann.
from
Good night,
Duval.
John Boy. Good
Go
night,
back, come
John
back up
Boy.
here.
Uh-oh. We're gonna get yelled at. We're gonna get yelled at.
Mr.
Yeah, Gen
Denali,
X is
y'all
gonna
said
yell at
Mr.
me.
Denali, I just got home. I'll send the cash app.
Hey, did Walker Bay really
All
go
right.
to the middle?
Yes.
He said he's
No,
in the middle.
no,
He's left.
no,
He's center left. Gen
no.
Sounds
X,
little to me
you
tonight.
think, Gen X, you think I dropped you like that? Come on, stop.
How y'all drop me without a parachute? Y'all are
What do you
rude.
mean? Listen, you was stop it. Say your good night, Gen X. Go ahead.
I said I was going to bed. You said okay, and you dropped me. I didn't even say goodnight, y'all, or nothing.
Well, to
It's
me,
because
it
you're
was like you
white.
ready to
It's
go
because
to
you're
sleep.
white. You're white.
I was helping you to
I'm
the
white.
bed.
Is that what it is?
I was helping you to the
I'm a
bed. Your husband
Caucasian.
is not here anymore. So you divorced him. So Miss Gen X is on the lookout for a new husband.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
you're
running.
not? I thought
I'm
you were
running
going to replace
single for a
JoJo.
while.
I'll
He
help
got
you,
the
Gen
hots.
X. I'll help
He
you.
got the
I'll
hots
help
for
you,
one
Gen
life.
X.
Hey,
I
He
ain't.
got
Kimmy.
the
I ain't
hots for
into that.
one life.
Hey,
She want
Kimmy.
one life to tell her a bedtime story.
I
Hey,
thought you
Kimmy.
were. I thought you were. I thought that you were on the hunt for a new husband. Since
I'm not. I'm not into that rebound stuff.
okay.
Hey, Kimmy.
Huh?
You better watch your back with advanced cooling. I need some coins. I can't reach
Uh,
her. You better watch your back.
But
I
no,
need some coins. You better watch your back. I know he dropping you galaxies.
I keep sending stuff to the people for a ticket because my coins are not showing up in my balance.
They said it takes a week now, right? I
I
can't
don't know.
recharge.
This shit is crazy.
All right. Well. Anyway,
I
Mr.
can't
Walker
go
Bay,
shopping.
Mr. Walker Bay, thank you again for taking over. You did a great job, and definitely appreciate you and your lovely, beautiful Tashara.
I'm very proud of him.
Me
Me
too.
too.
I
He
felt a
handled himself
connection.
with dignity,
You need
class,
to
and
send him
everything.
a mug.
I already sent him a mother. It's on the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kimmy, what do you mean what I need?
Jalen, that wasn't very nice.
Kimmy talking about I need what I need to do. Ay, give me. Oh my God.
Ay,
Jalen,
ay,
that wasn't
ay,
very
ay,
nice. Don't
ay.
be talking to my Tanjis like that.
He been so mean to her all night.
That is
Ay,
not
ay,
nice,
ay.
Jalen.
Who's been mean to who?
Dalen's been mean to Tangi's all night.
Well,
Oh, please. He never didn't come
Dalen, the
up.
one with the bald head, is that the guy that likes Tanji?
He's the one on the panel.
I do not like her, Denali. Stop
Are
it.
you the one with the bald head?
Yeah,
I thought you liked Tanji's.
that's. I mean, we tease, but I don't like her. She get on my damn nerves. I don't know how her husband do it.
Okay.
Leave
I told
Tanjis
him to
alone.
behave, and he ain't behaving.
It's them red bones, Denali. They drive me crazy.
All right. You got to know how to handle them. I'm an expert in that category.
So you say.
I wish I could tell the stories, but I can't. Anyway.
Well, I want to formally tell
You can tell
everybody
the story
goodnight.
because we don't know who the person is.
No, but they would know.
Oh.
Oh, good point.
They would know. They would know exactly what's going on. I don't need that kind of heat.
Like you said that. Like remember you said the Costco girl called you.
Yes. Well. Anyway, listen. Sometimes I get phone calls about stuff like, "What are you doing?" So I try to just certain things, I can't really. So
Girl from Costco called you?
Yes.
I've been missing out on the Denali date.
She heard the story. So
Hey, GW.
Hey, how's it going?
The Costco girl.
I know I haven't been around for a while. I'm like not up to speed on Denali's.
Did you know? Have you been around to see Mr. Rose, a Republican?
To see what?
Mr. Rose, a Republican.
Oh, I love it. I love Roe.
Oh,
I'm
really?
glad to.
Do you believe it?
No.
Yeah, is he
Well,
in the
no, if you're
comments?
I don't know if I believe it. Like, if you're telling me it's truth, I'll take your word for it.
Is
But
he still here, Mr. Denali? Let me
He,
see.
Mr.
no,
Rowe is
Mr.
joking.
Rowe,
Y'all were falling for
hey.
the
What
y'all were falling
happened?
for the okey doke. He
He
ain't no
switched.
Oh, you
Republican.
didn't hear
Oh, okay.
Precious?
Well, but
He
I still like
switched.
Rowe. I'm
He
not in
said that he was.
GW, show up tomorrow, and then maybe Mr. Rowe will tell you the story. But
Yeah,
anyway,
he said he was sick of Democrats.
He
right.
switched.
the.
So
No.
I think that's it.
Yes,
No.
Precious. He
Wow.
switched.
I think that's it.
Wow.
I think the
You need to
juice.
make a Mr. Rose show for this.
I think that's it. I don't think there's any show left. I really
All right.
don't. I
Well,
don't think there's any.
good night, everybody.
I don't think there's any
Good
shows
night.
left. I think
Good night, John Boy.
we squeezed all the juice out of the show. As you can see right here, I made a graphic for Mr. Rowe.
Republican now, Precious.
Yeah,
See?
That's a damn shame.
there you go.
That's a goddamn shame.
I don't know.
He,
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him. I don't believe you guys.
That is
that's
ridiculous.
some
Oh no,
heat.
he said it out his own mouth.
He said it, but he's
Beyond
joking.
ridiculous.
He's freaking joking.
You guys ran Walker Bay out of here. He's like, I'm tired. These people.
He said the Democrats going crazy, Precious.
Jasmine drove him crazy.
All right.
I don't
Anyway,
believe you.
that's it. I will see you guys later on. Thank you so much.
Hasta luego.
Good night,
Enjoy the
everybody.
game and wings and everything.
Adios.
Wings and things. What's that for? What do you mean?
For the game tomorrow.
Wait,
What
wait,
game
who's
tomorrow?
everybody for
The
tomorrow?
Super
Mr.
Bowl.
Denali, who you for? I might bet on the
Oh, the
game. Who should
Super
I
Bowl?
bet on?
Yeah.
What
Who
did you
should I
say,
bet
Yo-Yo?
on? Who should I bet on? I think I'm going to bet on the game. Who should I bet on?
Eagles, they're gonna win it.
Hey, what time is it?
Eagles? Dalen?
It's 3. Where you live at?
It's got to be. It's
Florida.
set. Listen, the only thing that matters is EST, okay?
Yes.
Nothing else. No other time zone matters. I'm sorry to tell PST.
It's 10:30.
You are definitely wrong.
10:23.
The game
It's
come on at
10:23.
3:30 here. You can't beat that.
No, I'm saying the
No,
only time
six
zone that
o'clock is
matters is
perfect. Or
No, it ain't.
6:30 is yes it is.
EST.
When the
Wait.
game over at 6, we still partying. The game over on the East Coast,
Hey, what
everybody got to
time?
go to work the next
Denali.
day.
No, we take the day off. What are you talking about?
Oh,
What
that's
time?
Precious.
They,
What am I doing talking to Precious?
Dalen,
My
they
bad.
said the Monday
We take
after
the day
Super Bowl.
off.
They
Everybody
said the
don't get
Monday
that.
after Super Bowl is the most missed day of work. The
Yeah,
work
Wait a
everybody don't get that.
second.
So
What
people
do you
call
mean
out.
everybody don't get that? If it's that important to you, save up for the day and take the fucking day off.
Everybody don't get that. Is all I said.
How do you know? How do you know?
They don't.
Who doesn't?
Most businesses haven't gotten smart enough to understand that we could make that a day off and not take the hit. They rather have the 1,000 call outs.
Okay,
Yeah, they
so
said it's the most missed day of the year.
does every job have a request off day calendar on
What
their
I need you to
phone?
know is everybody doesn't
That's
get it.
not
It's
what I
whoever
asked
puts it
you.
in
That's not what I
first.
asked
So
you.
if 10 people work there and 3
That's
people
not what
put
I
it
asked
in, the
you.
other 7 have to
All right,
work.
listen,
No,
Dalen. I'm
whoever
gonna.
signed up first.
I'm
That's what
gonna.
I just
Hang
said.
on a second.
So everybody
Hang
doesn't
on
get
one
it.
Everybody else
second.
called
Oh
in
One
sick.
well.
second.
Oh well. Oh well.
Dalen and Precious, I'm gonna charge you guys if you guys are continue to yell at each other.
I don't
Precious,
want
if
to
you
talk to
want to
her
continue to
anyway.
yell at him, go ahead and knock the gift goal out. You can yell at him all you
I don't
want.
want to talk to her
I'll
anyway,
stay
so I'm
another
going to
15
shut up.
minutes so you can yell at him. Let's go. Dalen,
Denali,
you wanna- yes?
you can parachute me now. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Janex.
And me too. I'll drop. Thank you.
Thank God. Get her out of here. Let's go.
Dalen, you're mean tonight.
You want to continue to yell at her, Dalen?
No, I'm gonna let you go feed Mr. Denali and rest.
Thanks for my voice.
No problem, Precious. You did a great job.
Night, Precious. Good night, everybody.
Good night.